Bhakti Vedanta Swamine Vinayane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshi Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasavi Bhakti Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Hare Krishna. So, okay, so we finished chapter 9. Verse 23. So 24 and 25 is basically about different types of worship. Okay, 24 is about all acts satisfying Krishna, and 25 is about different types of worship, that is different destination, how they reach. Okay, in that, the 25th sloka is very important. It says, Yanti Deva Vrida Deva Pidriyandi Pidri Vrida Bhutani Yadi Bhudecha Yati Matyachino Mima. Those who worship demigods will reach the demigod planet. Those who worship ancestors, push to ancestors. Those who worship the ghost and spirit will go to them. And those who worship Krishna comes to Krishna. So, what is the difference in all these things? Destinations, like different destinations have been mentioned. No. But what is the difference of going into all these places? Is there any difference or all are the same?
The difference is that after reaching Krishna Loka, nobody comes back, whereas in other these material planets, one returns to earth or at the exertion of his good deeds.
Yes, so Dinesh Prabhu says that after going there, no more coming back, yet Katwal and everything. But we have come here, no? In the spiritual, from the spiritual world, we have come to material world. Yes, Priyadarshini Mataji, what do you say about that?
Even I felt, Mataji, that same thing. We don't return, no birth, death, and disease, old age.
Yeah, no rebirth. But why did we come now?
We
have taken advantage of the independence given to us. Mataji, we have taken advantage of the little independence given to us by Krishna.
Okay, we have the minute independence and we misused it, right? So that's why we are here in this material world. Now, but what is the Sridevi Mataji is like, is there anything like we won't fall down again? Won't we fall down in again?
We have learned by our mistakes, so I think we will not fall down again. We have suffered.
Yeah, so we already have experience on this material world, so we don't really fall down there. We can remember how much suffering was there. So yes, we wanted to enjoy from the spiritual world, and we misused our minute independence, right? So that's why we are here. Now, once we have learned the lesson, then now we don't want to go back again. I mean, we want to go back and don't come back again, right? We don't want to come to this material world. So if it is said that you have to worship Krishna, but then sometimes some people ask, like, why don't you worship Lord Shiva? So with this purport, how will you answer that? Does anyone, you can raise a digital hand. With this 25th sloka, how do you worship that? How do you say that you don't have to worship Lord Shiva? Okay, those who never answered, we'll give chance to them. I want everyone to be active. Yes, only Sridevi Mataji knows, no one else knows. Surendra Prabhu says, we won't fall down if we reach material world. Yes. So, Brahma Bhuvanarloka Punaravartirajana. Even if you go to Brahma's world, there is rebirth, right? But for when you go to Krishna, Yad Tattva Nivartande Taddamam Paramama, no more coming down. Yes, Priyadarshini Mataji.
Mataji, I feel you said that with the past mistakes we learn and we don't commit mistakes again. But I think we don't remember, Mataji. Only Krishna remembers, is it not? We don't remember.
Yeah, but Krishna will give you the remembrance. In case we are about to commit mistake in the spiritual world, Krishna will give us the remembrance. So because we have already suffered and did devotional service and went back, Krishna will make us remember. Normally we won't remember, only Krishna will remember. But if you're going to fall down again, Krishna will make you remember. Like Bharat Maharaj in the form of a deer, how he remembered, no? So Krishna will give that remembrance. Yes, Sridevi Mataji, how do you say that worshipping Lord Shiva with this sloka?
Yeah, if we worship demigod, we will go to demigod planets. That's what is mentioned in this. So if we worship
What?
Shiva, we will go. If we worship demigod, we will go to demigod planet. So if we worship Shiva, we will go to Shiva's planet, which is in material world. So again, we will fall down.
So yes. So when Krishna says Bhaktiya Puja Bhi Adhikam, that we should worship his devotees. And Vaishnavanam Yadashambho, Lord Shiva is the best devotee among the Vaishnavas. So if we worship Lord Shiva, what happens? You go to Kailas, and there also there is rebirth. You have to come down. But so that's why our aim is to get moksha and go back. So in that case, you water the root of the tree. So that's why it's very, very important to understand that. And then that's 25th sloka says about the different destination. What is the example Prabhupada gives of this destination? Anyone knows? Any example Prabhupada mentions of going to the different planets from the destination based on your worship? It's not there in the purport. But I have heard a lecture about that. Prabhupada says in the lecture. An example. Yeah, Lord Shiva is the controller of the mode of Tamaguna. Yes, that's true. But he is not under Tamaguna. He is a controller of Tamaguna. Okay, now what is this question which I asked? Is what is an analogy you can use in this particular sloka? Yanti deva yada deva pidri yadi pidrivata bhutandi yadi bhudeja yadi matyajino pima. Yes, Deval Mataji.
It's like if you are buying a ticket to Calcutta, you go to Calcutta. If you're buying a ticket to some destination, you go to that.
Yes. So you take a ticket to a particular place, you will reach only that place. You can't go beyond that, right? So that's a nice example given here, right? You take a ticket, so you worship the demigods, you take the ticket to go to their planet. With that ticket, you can't go to other planets system. There's only one more analogy, the different rivers going into the ocean. Okay, all rivers go to the ocean, but that doesn't mean that worshipping the demigods will reach to that destination of Krishna Loka. No, I know that's a wrong type of analogy to think that, oh, I can worship any demigods and I can reach to Krishna. No, why? Because Mukti Pradatam Sarvesham Vishnu Devana Samshya. Moksha or liberation can be awarded by only Vishnu, Lord Vishnu or Krishna, right? Others, they are still bound. They cannot give you liberation. So our destination depends on our choice to accept a certain object of worship. And who's giving you the faith in that particular demigod? Krishna only. And if the demigod has to permit something, sanction, Krishna has to sanction and give, because they are the agents. So the best choice, however, is to worship Krishna, directly worship him, and then go back, right? So in the next slokas, Krishna elaborates the glories of Krishna Bhakti. Verse 26 to 34 is about glories of Krishna Bhakti. And verse 26 is the most important verse. Katram pushpam phalam toyam yomi bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti ubahidam asnami prayadatmanha. 26-34 tells about glories of devotional service to Krishna or Krishna Bhakti. And in 26, he says the simplicity of Bhakti, that Krishna accepts anything offered with devotion, a leaf, fruit, flower, or water. So if one offers me with love and devotion, a leaf, flower, fruit, or water, I will accept. Which word is repeated twice in the sloka and why?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Neeraj Madji.
Bhaktya Mataji, Bhaktya.
Yeah, why? Okay, why
That
is
means
it mentioned twice?
Krishna accepts anything, means the water, little bit of water, if one offers with love. He doesn't need anything. Only love, pure love from a devotee.
Yeah, so to give emphasis on the word bhakti, devotion, it's been repeated twice, right? Okay. So if you said bhaktya mama vitan, it's only through bhakti can you approach Krishna. So the word bhakti, patram pushpam phalam toyam yoma bhaktya prayachati, you should offer it with bhakti or love of the devotion, and tadaham bhakti upadatam asnami prayadatmanaha. So if you offer with love and devotion, then what happens? Krishna will accept it. What is the proof Krishna is accepting? What is the proof? You offer, you cook, and you put tulsi and give in front of Krishna, rings the bell, close the curtain. What is the proof that Krishna will accept it?
By accepting the prasad, by eating the prasad, we can see that our most of the anarthas are going, and we are getting purified by heart and mind.
That doesn't happen immediately. You take Krishna prasad, does the anartha go immediately? No. Then we all would have become pure by now. So much prasada we have. That happens late stage. Sarvanindi Padmadevi Dasi Mataji, yes. You can say. What is the proof that Krishna is accepting?
Lord Krishna, I don't know whether it's right or wrong. Lord Krishna says that if you put tulsi leaves on everything, I accept that.
But
Is
if
it?
No, that's not. Yeah, if you put tulsi, Krishna accepts. But what if a non-devotee puts tulsi and give to Krishna? Does Krishna accept? No. We feel happy ourselves, Priyadarshini Mataji. Okay, but that's kind of a reciprocating. But is that a proof that Krishna accepted? Yes, if Krishna is satisfied with your service, you feel that happiness. That's true. But how do you know that Krishna have 100% accepted whatever you offer? Yes. Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, is it the
also.
faith? Is it the faith that
Faith in what?
That Lord Krishna has accepted it?
Yeah, how do you
And
believe? How is that faith coming from? That's what my question is.
Bhakti,
Yes.
and the bhakti with which we have done the devotional service to him.
Okay, so Deval Mataji also says faith. Sachinandan Prabhu also says faith. But yes, that faith is coming from through Guru Parampara. Fine. Surrender. Shastra. Yes, Deval Mataji. Can you elaborate on that point? Yes, you're right. Shastra. The faith is coming from Shastra. But what is that proof I'm asking for? It's very simple.
Krishna's own words. I mean, Aparusham
Yes.
words. That's
What? Which word? Which
the Shruti
word?
and the Smriti.
No, you're right. Krishna's word. But which word? I'm looking for a particular word. Okay, all of you go to the, okay, Dinesh Prabhu, what is it?
Mataji, as the indirect evidence of Krishna having accepted our prasadam or offerings is that our heart cleans up, there is progress in spirituality, and feeling of surrender strengthens.
That doesn't happen immediately, Prabhu. Okay, everyone take the word to word meaning. Just see the word to word meaning. So where is that proof? Which word is the proof that Krishna accepts? The word to word meaning. Which is that word? Charu Mataji. Which is that word? Take the word to word meaning. Sudha Mataji got it right. Yes, Charu Mataji. Yes, right. Got it? All of you got that word? Word to word meaning. I'm asking the word to word meaning. Padanupadartham. Yes, good.
Ashnami.
Yes. So all of you got it. So what does Asnami means? I will accept. Krishna says that Asnami. Prayadatmanaha. Asnami means I will accept. So same question was asked to Prabhupada. Prabhupada was, those days it was like called bells. The hippies didn't know what is offering and all that. So Prabhupada used to cut fruits, make roti and all. And then he had the Panchatattva picture, the only picture he took it abroad while going in the ship Jalatuta. And he used to keep the fruits and all, put tulsi in front of the picture of Panchatattva's and ring a bell. He had a small bell. So they'll call bells. Bells means Prabhupada is offering. That's what the nickname was, bells. So somebody asked, Prabhupada, you keep it, you close the curtain and you take it. Nothing is increasing or decreasing. And how do you say Krishna has accepted it? I don't think Krishna accepts. And that's what that person said. So Prabhupada is like, whom should I believe? Should I believe a person like you, or should I believe the Supreme Personality of Godhead? So he's like, okay, you can believe God, but why do you say so? Then he showed the Bhagavad Gita and said, see the word-to-word meaning of 9th chapter, 26th sloka. Krishna says, Asnami, I will accept. If you have love and devotion and you give it, Krishna will accept. Okay. So what is another proof? Krishna accepted Pudana. Krishna accepted, she wanted to give the poison, but Krishna accepted the milk. And was that given in love and devotion? No. That was Krishna's special mercy. Aho bikiyam stanagala guda. What did she get the position? Labe gadim datri uchitam tanavanyah kambadayalam sharanam rajime. Gave the position of the mother. So if we won't give poison to Krishna anyway, right? But knowingly, if you give patram pushpam phalam toyam to Krishna, just imagine what position we all are going to get in Krishna's world. So Asnami, that's a word-to-word meaning where Krishna says, I accept. So Prabhupada is like, should I believe a person like you, or should I believe the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Krishna himself declared. And Krishna don't have to eat like us. He can eat with his eyes. He can see with his ears. Anga niyasya sakale privritti mandi. His all senses are spiritual. So he can just glance. And is he actually accepting that food? Lakshmi Sahasra Sada Sambrama Sevat. Thousands and lakhs of Lakshmis are serving Krishna. In the spiritual world, there is no hunger and all. So the Supreme Lord is also like not waiting for your food or something. He sees the bhav with which you cook. Bhavagrahi Janardana. That's very important, right? The bhav. We know different instances of Sudama and so many Shabari and all the instances where this was asked. The Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. In that Patram indicates Tulsi, right? So here the Lord Krishna established that he is the only enjoyer and the premier Lord and the real object of all sacrificial offering, reveals what type of sacrifice he desires to be offered. So we have to engage in Krishna's loving service to achieve the permanent bliss, eternal happiness. Bhakti is easy. The only qualification required is to be a pure devotee. No other qualification required. So in the purport, Prabhupada mentions even the poorest man can worship Krishna by offering water. Water is available in every part of the world, and it's very simple to offer water to Krishna, right? So you're offering water, that's fine, along with the food, bhog you're offering. But I request all of you, in case you have some deities or pictures, so always have to have small glass, a new glass, small one, with a lid on it, and keep the tulsi every day. Like let that water be there the whole day. And night, when you're about to go to sleep, you can change the water and keep the whole night. So one glass of water, one small one, should be there always in the altar. The rest, when you offer the bhog, you can keep extra water with that, with tulsi. And that water you can all drink. You can mix with your normal water and drink. At least in that way, some Krishna Prasad reaches you every day in form of water. Or dry fruits. If onion garlic is not avoided at your home, there is someone eating non-veg at home or something like joint family, it's not possible for all to become devotee. So the best thing to start is have some dry fruits, keep it to Krishna, offer the fruits. Very simple, no? Offer some tulsi leaves or flowers. And Krishna says Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. But when Krishna says Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, why do we offer biryani and paneer and so many other things to Krishna? Krishna says only basic things, no 4 things. We could have offered only that, no? Why are you offering all these things? Neeraja Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, whatever we offer, it's for our benefit. We are offering.
Okay. We get the mercy. That's fine.
According to our capacity, we have to
Yes.
do that. Means whatever God has given, according to a portion of that we have to give him with
according to our correct. According to our capability or capacity, we can offer, right? Because the next sloka says, Yad karoshi yadasnasi yajjuhoshi tadasi yad tapasyasya kaundeya. Whatever you eat, as Mother said, yes, Krishna gave us everything. But the next sloka says that whatever you eat, Krishna says, first he says Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, then he says, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer, give away, whatever austerity perform, you have to do it as an offering to Krishna. So we offer. You want to eat biryani, you offer to Krishna and then have. Right? So when you cook for the Lord, your consciousness should be like, not for me, my sense, for Krishna. Krishna likes it, so I cook. And then you should not taste the salt or anything. Then it becomes our remnants. We should not. No, we should give it like that, and a separate plate and everything for the Lord. Yes, Charu Mataji. So you offer to Krishna, like keep water, and then night you change. You mix it with your water, you drink it. And the whole night you keep water for the Lord, and then next day morning you change and keep. So in temples, they change like for 3-4 times, but in house, you can change at least once or twice. Water is always there, good in house to keep. So love is the only qualification required to serve Krishna, right? What did, you can put in the chat, what did Vidura's wife offer to Krishna? Krishna is self-sufficient, not in need of anything from anyone. Yet he accepts the offering of his devotees because it's of love, the exchange of love and affection. No one is barred from bhakti because it's so easy and universal. Even the poorest of poor can attempt to do bhakti. The sign of purity is once bhakti is that there's no motivation in his service to Krishna. He can never give up such service anytime. So bhakti is mentioned twice to give emphasis on bhakti. That when Vidura's wife, yes, all of you are right. She gave the banana peel. So when she gave the banana peel, there Duryodhan had invited Krishna with a big meal ready, Rajbhog or something. But Krishna didn't go there. Krishna wants to be here with Vidura's family. So bhakti is given so much emphasis. This is the only means to approach Krishna. No other conditions such as a scholar. No, Gajendra was not a scholar, but he just gave a pushpam. That's lotus, and then got Krishna, right? A rich man, Kolaveja Sridhar. Anyone knows about Kolaveja Sridhar? What did he give to Mahaprabhu? What did he give to Mahaprabhu? Was a great devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Something similar to Vidurani. Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, Dona.
Dona means?
A bowl made of leaves.
The banana leaves, na?
Yeah,
the plantain leaves. Yes. So he was selling all bananas and everything. So he used to make balls and everything made up of banana. He also gave bananas to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for free, actually, Kolaveja Sridhar. So he's not. Sudama gave sheep rice. He was not rich. Right? Philosopher, somebody who's so knowledge person cannot approach Krishna, okay, to accept anything. So we can't force Krishna. Krishna doesn't want anything, but it's like a father got you the chocolate and he gave a half piece to the father. Then that makes him happy. You know, that's why. Yes, Priyadarshini Mataji.
But actually, Mataji, Vidura's wife absent-mindedly gave him the peel of banana.
Yeah, not knowingly, definitely. Knowingly, she won't give. But even though, then Krishna accepted, no? That's the purity of her bhakti.
She threw the banana in.
Yes, Mataji. Yes, she, yeah, in ecstasy, actually, she was so shocked, surprised, as Mother said, to see Krishna, that she didn't even know that she is feeling. She just threw the banana and gave the peel. She didn't even realize. Definitely, if she realized, she'll never do this, right? But she's into that ecstasy where she don't even realize and she just gave. And even, you know, the South Indian Brahmana who cooked kheer for the sweet rice for the Lord in Manasa Puja, and then he put his hand inside, the hand got burnt. Krishna started laughing from there with Rukmini Devi because he and directly took that Brahmana, because even in Manasa Puja, Krishna accepts it. So, okay, so Krishna wants only the loving service and nothing more, a little flour, fruit. So in the purport, Prabhupada mentions, Krishna never said eggs and meat and all that. Krishna asked only these, right? So no offering is accepted, however big may be, from non-devotee, because the Lord is self-sufficient and not need of anything. So bhakti is mentioned twice here, and no other condition being Brahmana, rich man, scholar, philosopher will help. Bhakti is never cautious, it's eternal process. And proper attitude is very important. This verse refutes the impersonalist philosophers who cannot comprehend this verse because they maintain the absolute truth is without senses. The devotee is understanding that Krishna has senses and his senses interchangeable. Okay, so people don't understand. Once I remember there was some marriage function or something, and they were the girl who's getting married is devotee and the boy also, but the family is not. But then we all went, it's all devotees, we had nice kirtan. And then we somehow want to bring the whole crowd to Krishna consciousness, only ways to give Krishna Prasad. So they don't know about offering and all. So we had little small bowls in which we offer. So so we were offering like that, and we were like covering it with a cloth and all, so that children doesn't see, children and animals, if they see, they start salivating on that bhog, and then the bhog is like already enjoyed by that person, so it's not shown to the children and dogs especially. So it's offered and all that. So they were like teasing us. They were like, what is this all? In different bowls you keep different tulsi and offer, and then mix it with that, this. But still, you won't believe, out of all those people, so many came to Krishna consciousness just by eating Krishna prasad. No, that's the power of prasadam. So devotee always try to see that everyone gets the prasadam and distributes prasadam, right? The senses Krishna senses are interchangeable, and Lord impregnates living entity just by his glance. So, but just by looking, Krishna can eat. Not definitely, you don't have to eat with his mouth. You can just glance. So Krishna is hearing the devotee's words of love in offering footsteps is wholly identical, and with his eating and actually tasting. So who can understand Krishna's accepting of offering and devotion? Only devotee who accepts Krishna. So how was that Laddu Gopal story? Anyone knows the Laddu Gopal? How did that Laddu Gopal come? The famous Krishna sits with a half laddu in his hand. What is that story? Anyone? No one knows? You never heard about it? Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, I know the story, but I must have forgotten somewhere. So one Mataji was that she had Laddu Gopal, and she used to offer Laddu Gopal every day food, whatever she used to eat. First, she used to serve Laddu Gopal. And one day she felt that he was not keeping well, and Lord was not keeping well. So she called up the doctor that my Laddu Gopal is not keeping well. Is this that story, Mataji?
No, then so there is a heartbeat. That's a heartbeat from the Laddu Gopal, the doctor. No,
yeah, doctor
I'm
comes and
how. Yeah, that's a pastime of the Laddu Gopal. But I'm asking how Laddu Gopal came into being. How is that that form of the Lord with half laddu in hand? Yes, Mataji, Sridevi Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji, when one day, like parents were unwell or something, and they told a small boy to offer laddus daily. Then he told, the child told to his parents that Krishna is eating all the laddu. The parents thought that he is lying or he is joking, and the boy himself is eating the laddu. So the father was hiding behind the door and was seeing if Krishna actually comes and eat that. And when Krishna ate half of the laddu, his father came out from the hiding place, and it became like stand.
Yes, the father could not believe, because father have been offering laddus since long, and it never was eaten by Krishna. So the boy used to offer and come out with empty plates. And then the mother complained to father, we are not getting any laddus when you went for a trip, because your son is eating everything in the altar itself. Then the son is like, no, Krishna is eating. I don't eat, because he went and cried in front of Krishna and said, when my father offer, you take. But when I offer, you're not taking. Because the boy didn't know that Krishna is accepting with his glance. He thinks Krishna will personally, since it comes and eat. That's his innocent bhakti. That just to satisfy the boy, Krishna comes out from the deity and then eats it. Right? So one day, yes, as mother said, the father was hiding and just seeing that Lord was about to take the laddu and eating. Half he have eaten and half in the hand. And when the moment the father came out, he became like a statue, in the sense a deity form. And that was that Laddu Gopal form, which is worshipped. And as Sarvandri Mataji said, yes, very beautiful story of a Mataji having Laddu Gopal for a long time. And then she treats him like her own son and grandson. And once her daughter-in-law, by mistake, the Laddu Gopal fell from her hand, and the Mataji is like, call the doctor. And the doctor came and said, he's fine, Laddu Gopal is fine. They all like, she's little cracked. That's what they thought. But then Mataji is like, what kind of doctor you are? You have to keep your stethoscope and see. So when the doctor kept the stethoscope, this is a real story, that he could hear a heartbeat from the Laddu Gopal. So it's not just a deity. Pradima nahi tumi sakshal Brajendranandan. You know, Sakshi Gopal story where Krishna walked. You know, Udupi Krishna who turned, and Kheer Chor Gopinath who stole kheer for his Kheer Chor Gopinath for Madhavendra Puri. So it's all how we reciprocate to the Lord. So, I mean, how ye yadamam prapatyande, right? So in 26, he said the 4 things to give. And 27, the following verse, he says, Yat karoshi yadasnasi yadjohoshi tadasi yat tapasasya kaundeya tat kurusha malarpana. So whatever you eat, whatever you offer, everything should be done as an offering to the Lord. That's what he is saying. For those who are unable to perform bhakti, not able, and that level Krishna now prescribes of doing everything as an offering to Krishna. Krishna prescribes nishkama karma yoga here, where the fruits of the offering has to be given. Whatever we do, whatever we eat, whatever we offer, and whatever austerities were performed, you have to say Krishna Arpanamastu. So when I say Krishna Arpanamastu, I remember the beautiful pastime. Krishna is another name of whom? Does anyone know? Somebody is also called as Krishna. It's not just Krishna, it's Krishna. Yeah, who was that? Yes, Mataji, you can unmute.
Draupadi.
Yeah, so Draupadi is also
Draupadi,
called
Mataji.
Krishna, right? So when gopis, especially the 5-year-old small girl, young girls, okay, they were doing the Katyayani Vrata and they prayed to have Krishna as their husband. And 5-year-old young girls, there's nothing lust in it. Right, so they were just 5-year-old young girls, you know, they're so small and they're running away, and they just take bath like that. And Krishna, the stealing of the clothes of the gopis, it's just a pastime to prove them that, to bless them that they going to have Krishna as their husband. So that's just a pastime for that. So whatever clothes they Krishna have taken, they said Krishna Arpanamastu. It seems it went to Draupadi. That was the cloth actually when Krishna supplied when Draupadi was in the assembly getting insulted. It is said so. So that pastime, it's not lusty because it's just 5-year-old young gopi girls, who were playing in the river. And then Krishna, because that's the prayer they had, that to have Krishna as their husband. Krishna did that pastime. So here, whenever we do something, we have to do Krishna Arpanamastu. Why? Because we offer it. Even if you're giving some charity or anything, you can always offer your fruits to Krishna. It is the duty of everyone to mold his life in such a way that we cannot forget Krishna in any circumstance. We do whenever you work, that work should be offered to Krishna, and we don't to done for Krishna. Even charity, Krishna says, give it to me. That means you can give money to further the Krishna conscious movement. You know, Rupa Goswami gave 50% of his income to Krishna consciousness. It's not possible. At least some portion can be given. And if anyone practices meditating on Krishna 24 hours and chanting Hare Krishna mantra, he's surely to be the greatest meditator and the greatest yogi. Yoginam abhi sarvesham adkate nandaratmana shraddhaman bhajate yoma same yekta tamo madaha. Yoginam abhi sarvesham. Out of all the yogis, it's those who do devotional service to Krishna is the highest. Shubha Shubha Faler Evam Mokshase Karma Bandhane Sannyasa Yoga Yuktatmo Vimukta Mam Upaishrasi. In this way, you will be freed from bondage to work and its auspicious and inauspicious results. With your mind fixed in me, in this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. So the concept of Yukta Vairagya is mentioned here. Okay, Yukta Vairagya means using everything in Krishna's service. So liberation is freedom from bondage to work, and realization Krishna. That is, one is liberated and gains Krishna. Okay, so okay, Yukta Vairagya. So Yukta Vairagya means what? Using everything in Krishna's service. Anasaktasya vishaya yatarham upayunjate nirmande Krishna sambande yukta vairagya uchyate. Rupa Goswami says that, right? As long as we are in this material world, we have to act. We cannot cease acting. Therefore, the actions are performed and the fruits are given to Krishna. It's called Yukta Vairagya. Right? Everything should be used in Krishna's service. When one is situated in such renunciation, then cleansing, the mirror of the mind happens, and gradual progress in spiritual realization, complete surrender happens, and finally there is liberation. You go back to Krishna. So that's why the next sloka says Yukta Vairagya is very important. Okay. So what's the opposite of Yukta Vairagya? What do you think is the opposite of Yukta Vairagya? And yes, Neeraja Madhavi.
Falgu Vairagya.
Yeah.
Falgu Vairagya. Yes, it's just for the namesake. They do it just for the namesake. Their intention will not be truth. Just to show others they'll do the austerities. That is Falgu Vairagya. Everything,
Yes.
all the desires will be there for them. But just to show outside, they act as though they have all the renunciation.
Yeah. Yes, Mataji, is your explanation same?
Mataji, how about the Markad Vairagya?
Same. It's also
Same,
called
no?
Markad Vairagya or Falgu Vairagya or
Okay.
Markad Vairagya. Okay. Like a monkey,
Okay.
right? Renouncing, like jumping from one branch to another. Monkey looks renounced, but it's not. So Falgu is actually a river which is looks shallow, but it looks deep, but it's shallow. It's in Daya. So it is so that similarly, it looks renounced person outside, but inside having all the desires. And that's what Mahaprabhu said to Raghunath Das Goswami when he was running away from the family and going to Mahaprabhu again and again, and the Pani Hatti Chikkadehi festival. So there, that time he went on told to Raghunath Das Goswami, don't do Markada Vairagya, don't do Bhangi Vairagya, stay there and do Krishna consciousness. So here, that's so Krishna says that you have to do Yukta Vairagya. All the actions and the fruits should be given to Krishna, which causes liberation to us. There is no attachment. So who's a real sannyasi? Anyone who have no interest but to dedicate his life in the service of Krishna is a sannyasi. Such a person always think about himself as an eternal servant of Krishna. So characteristic of such person is nishkama, no other interest but to dedicate his life in the service of Krishna, and always thinking of himself as the eternal servant of Krishna. He depends on the supreme will of the Lord, right? And is beyond all Vedic rituals. Do not give any serious attention to the fruitive activities or prescribed ritualistic duties in the Vedas. One cannot understand the plans and activities of a pure devotee. It's called Vaishnavera Kriya Mudra. Like you can't understand how a Vaishnava behaves and does. So a person who does always engage in the service of the Lord, is always thinking and planning how to serve the Lord, is considered completely liberated at present, and in future he go back home, back to Godhead. Iharyase haryadase karmana manasa gira nigileshabhi avasteshu jivan muktasa uchyate. Even if he is in the material world, since his mind, body, and words are dedicated for Krishna, he is already liberated. 29th verse is also very important. I don't know the verse, it may not be there to memorize, but then as a preaching point, it's very important. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshe nastina kriya ye bhajantu mam bhaktya mai teteshu chapiham. Krishna is not partial, right? I envy no one, nor I am partial to anyone. I'm equal to all. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshe nastina kriya. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. So isn't that partiality? Krishna says everyone is equal to him. He's equal to devotees and non-devotees and everyone. But after that, he says, he gave special care to the devotee. Yeah, it's given here anyway. It's natural, right? Any man in the material world may be charitably disposed, but has special interest in his own children. So similarly, we are all calling out to Krishna, right? Devotees, chant Hare Krishna and do devotional service. So want Krishna take special care. That's natural affection. That's not partiality, right? So Krishna is not partial. What is the example you can think of other than the cloud pour water all over the earth? What is the other example? Who is not partial to any example you remember? Or an analogy? Who's not partial? Sun, okay. Good, sun is not partial. Then
Cloud pours water.
that's over.
Like a father, like if father is having 2 or 3 kids, the one kid who is very sincere in everything.
Yes. Any other example? Air. Okay. Trees.
Grains, Mataji.
Yeah, giving shade to everyone. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, fruits and everything. Okay.
Water also, no Mataji.
What about a high court judge? High court judge, is he partial to anyone? He's doing his karma. He gives the death sentence to somebody and all that, but he's not partial to anyone, right? But yes, those who are innocent, he will have a special consideration for them to rescue them. If he understands that somebody is not done any theft or is proved innocent, then naturally he gives them the concession. But the other person would be sent to jail. Does that mean he's partial to that innocent person? No, it's natural. And does it mean it affects him? No, he's aloof. Like a high court judge is aloof from everything, right? Everyone is equal to him. This judge or that judge or this criminal or that criminal, everything. He's not partial to anyone, right? Yeah. So he just follows the provisions of the law. Yeah, that's it. And he's not, he's neutral to everyone and natural to it. So this is a natural analogy that is given. Lord says all living entities are his children. Therefore, Krishna supplies everyone with generous supply for all necessities. Like a cloud, right? Cloud pours water even in the rock or the earth or water also, right? Everywhere. It doesn't show any partiality. But for devotees, Krishna gives special attention. Why? Because the devotees are transcendently situated in Krishna. Prabhupada writes the purport, Krishna consciousness suggests that those who are in such consciousness are living transcendentalists. So directly he says, they are in me, my, right? Lord is also in them. So why? This Krishna's reciprocation. Ya yedam mam pravatende tam sadeva bhajamyam mama vartmani vartande manishya partha sarvashaha. But then he could not prove this for the gopis. He could not reciprocate to them. Whoever surrenders proportionally, he takes care, Krishna says. That's why he had to come at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to give back the depth to the gopis. And they all came as his associates. So Lord and the living entities. Okay. So what is this analogy? Diamond on the gold ring. Read the purport and tell me. Prabhupada mentions this is a Bhakti Shastri level question. What's the analogy of the diamond and the ring? You can say. Nobody is reading and coming. Everyone should read and come. I'll make it very strict now that you're supposed to read and come. At least the next 10 slokas every week. Yes, Dinesh Prabhu.
Mataji, Lord Krishna has been compared with the diamond. And diamond is always glittering and highly pure and established. When a devotee who is compared to ordinary metal comes in contact with diamond or starts serving Lord Krishna, then he at least attains the golden character. That means that metallic character, other metallic or ferrous metallic character is lost, and he attains some devotion of Lord, which is in the form of gold.
Okay, that's little different analogy. Yes, Priyadarshini Mataji, what is mentioned in this sloka?
Both of them are mutually giving glitter to each other. They're glorifying each other by their precious nature, Mataji. Diamond is also precious, gold is also precious. Put together, they are glorifying each other.
Yeah, so then since the diamond will bring more beauty to the ring, and the ring gold will bring more beauty to the diamond. Similarly, the Lord is the diamond and the devotees are the gold. So living entity in pure state are called devotees. So when the Supreme Lord becomes the devotee of his devotee, that's the reciprocation. But here, when the diamond is set in the gold, it looks very nice. The gold is glorified and the diamond also get glorified. Another example given is the spots in the moon. You can see different spots in the rabbit-like spot in the moon. That spot gives more beauty to the moon, and the moon adds more beauty to the spark. And so actually another comparison is when Varahadev took Mother Earth on his tusk. It is said the Mother Earth looked beautiful because it was on the tusk of Varahadev, and Varahadev looked beautiful because there was earth on his tusk. So mutually, as Mataji said, yes, there's mutual, they are complementing each other in the sense, because the diamond ring is there, the whole ring looks good. Because Krishna is in the center, the living entity looks beautiful, or in the sense, it has some value. So this reciprocation between Krishna and his devotees, personals and impersonals philosophy. Living entities in pure state are called devotees. A Supreme Lord becomes the devotee of his devotee. If a reciprocal relationship is not present between the devotee and the Lord, then there is no personalist philosophy. In the impersonalist philosophy, there is no reciprocation between the Supreme and the living entity, because it is what? Brahman, right? The impersonalists, they think it's just light. Can some light reciprocate to you? Somebody has to be a person to reciprocate to you. Say he's a person. Krishna is a person, but not personless. So Lord partiality towards his devotees is a special mercy. Example given is that Lord is like a desire tree, and whatever one wants, he gets it. Right? So the Lord is stated here to be partial to his devotees because it's a special mercy actually. Lord is reciprocating actually, to his devotees. So Lord should not be considered under the law. Belongs to transcendental situation in which the Lord and the devotees function. And devotional service is not an activity of the material world, but it's part of spiritual world. Okay, so 30 to 31, Krishna says how he excuses a devotee and purifies his devotees. Apichet suduracharo bachante mam ananyabhak sadureva samandavya samyak vyavasido sihisa. Even if one commits the most abominable action, he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination. And in the next sloka, immediately he says, Shipram Bhavari Dharmatma Shashvat Chandini Gachadi Kaundeya Pratijanihi Name Bhakta Pranashati. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotees never perishes. So Krishna's devotee never perishes. Apiche Sudarachara, right? Even if he commit the most abominable action, he should be considered saintly because he's situated in the right track. And Shipram Bhavari Dharma, quickly become righteous. And Krishna says, Kaunteya Pratija, Arjuna, you declare my devotees will never perish. So even if a devotee is Krishna takes him to be saintly, is properly situated. Sudaracharo. What is the example given here? The analogy given? Very difficult. You need to search for the analogy in verse 30. There's a Bhakti Shastri question. What is the analogy? Verse number 30. The analogy mentioned. Did anyone get it? Yes, Priyadarshini Mataji, what is it?
On the moon, Mataji?
Yes.
Spot on the moon. Which may be seen on the moon. It does not become an impediment to the moonlight.
Good. Yes.
Like
So, yes. So similarly, no?
Yeah, accidental fall down of a devotee from the path of a saintly character does not make him abominable.
Yes. So you can see some rabbit-like spot on the moon. Okay. So moonlight is coming. Nice. Moonlight is coming. And there are some spots also. Does that spot interfere in the light coming from the moon? No. Similarly, a devotee doing devotional service might have some kind of negative things, but that doesn't stop his service or that doesn't make him bad, right? So similarly, Prabhupada mentions here, like the spots resemble the mark on the rabbit of the moon. Such spots do not become an impediment for the delusion of the moonlight. Similarly, the accident fall down of a devotee from the path of saintry doesn't make him abominable, right? He'll get up and come. There'll be some fault, somehow he fall down. Like for example, a Jamila, in between he fell down, right? But then he given a second chance and became saintly again. So they should not be considered bad. They should be considered righteous only. Because Sudurachara is mentioned here. Two kinds of activities we have, conditional and constitutional, right? So conditional means activity protecting the body for avoiding the rules and the society of the society and state. And constitutional or transcendental activities is for devotional service, right? So activities may be parallel or opposed. In conditional sense, sometimes devotional and unconditional act parallel each other and sometimes they oppose each other. So devotee is trying to balance the whole situation, right? Even if he fall down, he should be sadhurevasa mandavya, means considered saintly. Sometimes, however, it may be seen that a person in Krishna consciousness commits some sinful activities, and we should not take it as the most abominable thing. He might have a temporary fall down. That's okay. Maya is strong, but we should give him a chance. No one should deride such and fall down, right? The material contamination is so strong that even if a yogi fully engaged in service of the Lord sometimes become engaged or by Krishna consciousness is so strong that such an occasional fall down is once rectified. But the process of devotional service is always a success. No one should deride a devotee for some accidental fall down from the real path, right? So sadhu revasa mandavya, we should be considered saintly. That's what Krishna says. And mantavya means make it still more emphatic that if we deride someone like this, then we are disobeying the Lord's order. Okay, it's also said analogy, comparing accidental fall down or abominable devotees like a rabbit mark on the moon. Such spot doesn't impede the diffusion of the bright moonlight. This is a good Bhakti Shastri question for all of you. Okay, and then we should consider him as saintly itself. Prabhupada says we should be, if one does not improve in character by devotional service, is to be considered that he is not a high devotee, right? So we should not misunderstand that a devotee in transcendental love in service can act in abominable way, might come, because an accidental fall down can happen, right? And 31, he says, Kshipram bhavati dharmatma. Immediately he'll be rectified and he'll come up. And he says, Arjuna, you declare my devotees will never perish. Right? Krishna promises, my devotees never perish. But why is Krishna saying Arjuna to declare? Krishna could have declared it, na? Kaundeya pradijani name bhakta pranishni. Arjuna, you declare. That's what the sloka says, no? 31st sloka. Declare it boldly, O son of Kunti, my devotees never perish. Why is Krishna asking? Yes, Charu Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, because if devotees commit something, Krishna will definitely do that. There is a chance that Krishna might even fall back, because Krishna told he will not take weapons, but while trying to protect Arjuna against fight with Bhishma, Krishna has to go back with words. But if devotee commits something, Krishna will do anything to protect the words of devotee. So Arjuna being a pure devotee, Krishna wants to let Arjuna say this.
Yes. So Krishna can break his own promise, but Krishna will never break the promise of his devotee. Good. So that's the right way of answering it. So and Krishna will go to any extent to prove his devotees' words true. Like for Bhishma Dev said that I'll break Krishna's promise of not taking the weapon. And Krishna, to satisfy Bhishma, they took the chakra and called Chakrapani of the chariot and barged at Bhishma, because when Bhishma was trying to kill Arjuna. So he broke his own promise of not taking a weapon, but he took the weapon so that to satisfy Bhishma Dev's promise. And he came as Narasimha Dev to keep Lord Brahma's words true. He came in from that particular pillar which Prahlad Maharaj pointed out to prove Bhakta Prahlad's words true. So he's like, Name Bhakta Prana, you declare, Arjuna, if you declare to keep your words true, I will definitely come protect. Right? So he's like, Arjuna had to declare it. So my devotees will never perish. That's a right example for Haridas Thakur. Whatever happened, 22 marketplaces were beaten and everything, Haridas Thakur never perished. In fact, in the jail also, he was chanting the. So that's a right example for saying that his devotees will never perish and they eternally live. Right? So devotional service is a cleansing the material contamination from our heart. Generally a devotee who is engaged in the 9 kind of devotional services engage in a process of cleansing all the material contamination from the heart. And he put the Supreme Personality Godhead within his heart, and all sinful contaminations are naturally washed away. For devotees, there is no need of any ritualistic process of purification. Only thing is chanting the Hare Krishna is important. Right? Therefore, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare should be continued without stoppage. This will protect a devotee from all kind of accidental fall down. That's normal. Fall down is normal. Right? Anybody can get attacked by Maya because we're in a wrong place like Gajendra. So, but then if Maya is attacking us, that means Prabhupada says your Krishna consciousness is not strong. So how can we avoid an accidental fall down? Can you put in the chat? What's the best way to avoid a fall down? Fall down in the sense you stop chanting and you don't follow the 4 relative principles. You stop reading scriptures. All that is called as a fall down. So how do you avoid fall down? Or what is the best way to avoid fall down? Yes, Charu Mataji, Sridevi Mataji, right? Right. All of you are right. Good. Is the best way to avoid fall down. Yeah. Devotee association. Chanting and everything comes after that. Na? First we should have continuous chanting, constant chanting will come only with devotee association. Even chanting alone, sometimes Maya can attack. Right? So association with devotees, it's like a shelter. Right? So power of association is very important. When you start associating with devotees, then what happens? You get naturally protected from. That's a great shelter we can have. Devotees will. Okay. Now, there is a breakout room here. Actually, what was the time? Already late. Okay, we can have just a discussion here that accidents can happen in the royal road of ISKCON, right? On the royal roads. I mean, accident in the royal road. So what do you comment on that? Accident on a royal road. What do you mean by that? Prabhupada mentions that in the 30th sloka, you can see accidental fall down. In the royal road of Bhakti, there can be accidental fall down. So how do you explain that? Yes. What do you mean by that, and how do you this accidental fall down we mentioned? Yes, Charu Madhavi.
Hare Krishna Mataji, like was saying Royal Road in the sense, even though ISKCON is purely organized, we have from morning sadhana to night, even though everything is being so structurally organized, there is a chance that devotee might fall down or slip. Because if he is not very strong in his sadhana, or if he is deviating from devotee association. So in order to fight against Maya, one has to be equally strong with sadhana and also stay in a devotee circle. That is what I could understand.
Yes, Mataji. So yes, Devan Mataji, want to add to it?
Yeah, like there can be clashes among the pure devotees also within the same group.
Yeah.
Sometimes during Bhakti.
Yes. So some kind of misunderstanding or some kind of, yes, a problem can keep happening because not everybody is a pure devotee. So on the royal road of devotional service, there might be some kind of a fall down or some, yes, can happen. Chance is there always. But then that should not stop us from devotional service, or that should not, we should not consider that person who have done the mistake as unsaintly. There's how will he come back, with what face he will come back and meet the devotees. So in that way, good. Okay. Oh, so we can finish fast, I think, because there's 3 more slokas. There's only 34 slokas in this chapter. It's better we finish, because the next important sloka is about 34, which is the most important sloka of this chapter. And I request all of you to memorize this. There's the essence of the Bhagavad Gita, the secret. Manmana bhava matpakto matya chimam namaskuru mami vaishyasi daivam atmana matparayanaha. Manmana, always think of Krishna, engaging in mind, thinking of Krishna. Matpakto, become Krishna's devotee. Manam namaskuru, offer obeisances to Krishna, and worship Krishna. Madhyaji. So Krishna consciousness is the only means for deliverance from the material world. So we have to engage in thinking about Krishna, become the devotee of Krishna, offer obeisance to Krishna, and worship Krishna. So when you do this, engaging the mind on Krishna's eternal form of the Lord, and then hear the Harinam, and with conviction that Krishna is the supreme, let engage our body, mind, and activities in Krishna's service. That's how Ambarish Maharaj did. Savaimana, Krishna Padaravinda, everything he was engaging in Krishna's service. So thinking of Krishna means best is chanting the holy name, right? And becoming a devotee means by offering Patram Pushpam Phalantoyam, then you have to pay obeisance in front of Krishna and worship Krishna. So make profit out of the misleading people. They divert their minds to that which is not at all feasible, and they refer to Krishna's mind. Sometimes they do not know there's a difference between Krishna's mind and Krishna. So that's different commentaries which is not to be followed. So we should know that Krishna is not an ordinary man, he's an absolute truth, right? One without a second. Prabhupada's quote from Chaitanya Charitamrita, there's no difference between Krishna's Supreme Lord, between himself and his body. So one should cultivate the knowledge of Krishna continuously and learn from a bona fide spiritual master. So real bhakti means one should think of Krishna as a person and cultivate knowledge of Krishna continuously. What is that favorable cultivation? Learn from a bona fide spiritual master. What are the bona fide teachings is mainly saying that his body is eternal, blissful, and full of knowledge. That is Satchidananda. Okay, so that is 9.34. So 9.34 says about Krishna being the source. Like Krishna is repeating, no? Man manabha mat bhakto madhyaji mam. Krishna is saying I in this verse. So isn't that like aham mamedi? Is it not saying self-boasting himself? Do you think so? Why is Krishna using ma, madhyaji, me so many times? Right? At the end of the chapter. But that's the jewel of the whole Bhagavad Gita. Manma Bhagavad Makta. Always think of Krishna, become his devotee, worship Krishna, pay obeisances to Krishna. Yes, Dinesh Prabhu says he's absolute, right? Yes, he's absolute. So he's trying to convey us that there's no need of taking shelter of anyone else, no need to become devotee of anyone else, right? Yeah, we have to surrender only to Krishna. Yes, Sri Devi Mandi, not to demigods. He's saying that ma means only. Ma ekam sharanam raja, he says, no, only me. So Bhakti, like river Ganges, does not consider who is suitable or unsuitable. Destroys all the sins by its very touch. Your Bhakti is alone considered to be the king of all secrets. This was the most important instruction of Bhagavad Gita and is considered the essence of Bhagavad Gita. By concluding his teaching, Krishna will again repeat this verse in 1865. Okay, in 1865 also we'll see the same verse, but in different way. Is manmanabha mat bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishasi satyam te pradijani priyosu. But the same thing he uses. Manmanabha mat bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Okay, so Krishna uses these words to emphasize on the fact that we have to surrender only to Krishna, nothing else. Okay, anything to add in this chapter? Any comments? This is the essence of Bhagavad Gita, because the whole Bhagavad Gita is about bhakti, and this chapter 9.34 is the essence of devotional service. Yeah, please fill the attendance form. Yeah, all verses are powerful. Yes, 9th chapter, you have many verses, which is very, very powerful to preach as well as to apply it in life. Practical. This is a practical session, actually, this 9th chapter, because so much is said about how practically we can do devotional service. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yat karoshi and all that. Ananyas chindayando mam yogakshemam mahamim. So many verses. Samoham sarvabodesho. So many verses, nice verses. Krishna gives practical emphasis. So Bhagavad Gita is a practical manual, life manual, and we should practice it. Like just hear Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam and forget it. No, we should apply it in life. Immediately we should start offering. I hope all of you are offering. If you're not offering all the 4, at least one part of it can be offered every day. Tulsi, Pushpa, a fruit or water, we get the benefit. As someone said, we get the mercy. Krishna is not getting benefit. If we offer fruit or flower or water, how is it? Like the example given is, you've seen some people worshipping Ganges and Yamuna and all. They dip in the Yamuna or Ganges, take some water and throw it back to the Ganges. Is there any loss for Ganges? No. Is there any gain for Ganges? No. Does the water increase or decrease? No, the same. But what is happening to the person who's performing the puja? He gets the benefit because he's worshipping a sacred river. Similarly, everything Ishava Samidam Sarvam, all fruits, vegetables, everything is given by Krishna. So when you offer it back, does Krishna gain or decrease or increase or decrease for him? No, but you get the benefit, right? We get the benefit of that mercy of offering to Krishna. So in that way, even if the family is not suitable, if it's suitable, good, offer bhog and have prasadam. If it's not, at least we can follow these 4 things every day, offer to the Lord, and Krishna accepts it. Okay, so it's a practical practical chapter, the 9th chapter, very important chapter in the form of bhakti. Okay. So after the 10th chapter, we can have the next open book assessment. And then after 12 chapters, we'll have a closed book. And this time, as I told you, repeatedly saying 14 slokas have to be memorized, all the 14. Okay. So if you are the 14 slokas, if you find it difficult, then what you do is you have to what you're supposed to do is you have to start studying now itself. And if it's difficult, okay, we can understand, but the marks also will decrease accordingly. Okay. You're supposed to record and send. Yeah, some have network issue. Even I have network issue. What to do? Rain and all that. Okay, no problem. Okay. So Hare Krishna, anything to add, or did everyone attend the open book last time? Did anyone not attend? Everyone attended, right? Okay. Recordings have been after the exam, Prabhu. I'll announce after the 12 chapters only. Okay, after the 12. Let's keep it like that after 12 chapters. But you need to start studying now itself, all of you. It should be not be difficult at the end. Now itself we can start memorizing the stuff. Okay, Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you for joining. No questions. Vancha kalpadharubhasya kripasindhubhyo paridhana bhavani vaishnavi